So I figured with this beautiful background, there was no better place to tell you guys about a couple of things that just kind of crossed my mind as I was sitting here working in paradise. I'm in Thailand for another couple of days and just getting a lot of work done, a lot of our campaigns put together, and gosh, we're in the middle of getting our pre-ICO going, and we're going to soon be an ICO, and so it's this like ramping up process. It's just about to snowball. But I wanted to talk about how having a social impact company is different. And I think all companies are social impact companies. You know, if you think about even Exxon being a social impact company, it's true. It's because it is. It's just that they do a horrible job having a good social impact. They bring a product to market that has a lot of externalities, let's just say, and a lot of degradation of our ecology to sustain itself. But regardless, every company is a social impact company, but doing it right, being an intentional social impact company, is so different. It's kind of amazing. I was just talking with someone on my team about how we were dealing with an issue. We were dealing with a problem. We had this issue to surmount. You know, he's one of our software architects. We were talking about getting this thing right and that thing right, and it was a struggle. And then he just writes back after we commiserate on the frustration. He writes back, "Yeah, but we're doing it for everyone because Rise is going to help everyone." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my company. Like, that's what I made. That's what we're doing here." You know, we all get to feel that way because we're doing our social impact company consciously. We're not accidentally affecting our society at large. We're doing it intentionally, and we're thinking about it every step of the way. And then that means that we give ourselves a chance to be inspired by that. And that is an entirely new way of looking at resources, I think, you know, and looking at wealth. Because right now, in the midst of crisis or frustration or a blockage or something to overcome, we have an additional resource to our analysis, to our tenacity, and to our brilliance on the part of especially the software architect. We have our compassion. We have our social impact. We have the fact that we know we're doing this for more than just ourselves. And it really goes back to Muhammad Yunus's work. Muhammad Yunus got the Nobel Prize for his work in microeconomics several years ago. And his whole book called Building Social Business, I read it early in my process of founding companies by myself and starting off on, you know, the path to what is a social impact company, what kind of company am I going to be making, and why. And he in his book, he talks about how, you know, if you have two identical jobs, you have, say, a marketing manager job or a software architect job, and one is at, you know, Exxon, and you're going to be making software for them. Here's what you do. You have the skill set. Here's your amount of money, here's what the market will sustain, here's your salary, it's going to be X number of dollars, and you can do this job. And if he made the argument, Muhammad Yunus did, that with a social impact company, you can offer someone the exact same amount of money, but you're actually giving them more, and you will attract and keep that talent better than the person who's doing a company that is not a social impact company. Why? Because they're being fed on a happiness meter and a meaning meter that is not feeding them on the traditional non-conscious social impact company. And I thought about that. I've been chewing on this idea of these other resources that we have, that we are, as employers, that we're enticing people with, and as workers or as any citizen, as we are looking for where to plug in. Bigger way than just money. Maybe certainly not like at the exclusion of money or competitively to the dollar and that particular or that whatever kind of money compensation you're getting. But there's another compensation in there that's not being tracked. And Muhammad Yunus started to track it, and he did really well to the point of getting the Nobel Prize for it. So I just think there is something really profound happening in the conscious social impact company, in the company that forms itself with that in mind, with those goals built in. So, and I just got to glimpse it when I had that exchange back with my software architect, you know, when he said, "Yeah, but we're doing this for everyone because Rise is going to help everyone." I was like, yeah.